it's the John Ross Show here for Monday, December 15th. And as you can see, we got a little snow coming down. Oh, that's because I hit the wrong button. No, I didn't really. That's the snow button we have here. We want snow. I've heard too many of those Christmas songs. Let it snow, let it snow. I didn't hear a song about let it be cold, but that's what happened. We got snow coming down here. It's 21 degrees here today at 5, and we have snow coming down. Okay. We want to stop the snow, and we want to take away the thermometer. It's 21. We got that. Okay. We can stop the snow. We're not like the Bible prophets here that can pray the way the weather, but God's given us the ability to hit the button here, so we hit the button and we stopped the snow. Today, we're just briefly going to talk about the nativity scenes on ice and follow-up. Last week, we talked about the nativity scenes, and we used the Guardian newspaper and others who were covering nativity scenes that reflected the ice campaigns across the country. And there was one in Illinois that was covered in that article, and there's some others across the country in Boston. One of them in Chicago is at the Lake Street Evanston Church. It's in Evanston, not actually Chicago. Lake Street Church, and they did a lot of different things. The Sun-Times goes through and it's a front page story on today's Sun-Times. That's why I just thought I'd bring it up again. So if you want to know more about these ice things, look to the Sun-Times, Chicago Sun-Times. And they had a story on page 7 about the church there and the ice things that they did. The one thing is they put the gas mask, I believe, on Mary here. Where is it in the article here? Well, they put zip ties on baby Jesus and had him wrapped in aluminum foil things like they would do if he was in custody with ice. Yeah, Mary does have a gas mask. And I forget, Joseph's there. And they just did different things with the manger scene and other things. And and then there's another church that's mentioned. It's called the Urban Valley Church West, and they did stuff similar idea, but they basically had an empty manger scene. And the sign said, due to ice activity in our community, the Holy Family is in hiding. Well, and then there's a reference to this Boston one, too, that was done at a Catholic church. And I'm sure there's more out there in the country. And I have not put up my nativity scene. I have one, my apartment. I haven't put it up yet. Crutch, I guess we call them. And I haven't put it up yet. I haven't thought about taking away baby Jesus and those type of things. I never. Anyway, that's not quite the same, I don't think, but could be. And what we're thinking about is how God worked in the Bible. It was pretty tough times when Jesus was born, and let's admit that. And we're in pretty tough times right now, where we're treating our immigrant community, calling people garbage, saying they're from hellhole countries, and other things along that line. Jesus was born a Jewish baby, a holy baby though, but his Jewish roots. The parents had to go down to Bethlehem to, I guess it was to do a census, but I think they extracted money also on it, the government. It was a whole government operation here in an occupied territory. And then the shepherds heard about Jesus. The shepherds, those guys were not high class. They were out in the fields with the sheep. And God told them, and through angels, about the baby Jesus. And they were really excited. And they went down and saw the baby. And they told everybody else about it too. They were excited. So the first people to hear about the baby Jesus were lowly shepherds. They had an angelic encounter, but they had an encounter. Then later on, we had the wise men coming from the Middle East. They were maybe astrologers who looked in the sky and knew a lot about science. Maybe they had been prepped, some say, by the prophet Daniel about what was going to happen. But they came. Except God told those wise men, they went to the Herod and talked to him about it, and his scholars around him told him that the baby probably was going to be born in Bethlehem, and then Herod said, "When you find him, tell me and come back so I can." I don't know if I forgot if he said worship, but I know he said, "Well, I'll come back and see him." So, but God didn't work that way. The wise men went there with their gifts, and they were told not to go back that way. Herod was a bad boy, and God knew it. Sometimes our leaders are not what they should be. God told them to get out of there, skidoo by another way. So Herod got dang mad when he found out those wise men were wise, and they skidooed and got out of there. And he got his little retribution. I think that would be the word. He was going to do something for damage. He did some damage to the people. He killed every baby that was under 2 years old in the Bethlehem area. So what did God do? God warned Joseph to get out of there. So Joseph went to another country. That's called being a refugee. Sorry, folks. Jesus was a refugee. He went to the country of Egypt. Now, from all accounts, I guess the country of Egypt, even though he was Jewish, did good with him. And they waited till the Lord told them to go back. And I don't know how long that was. They should look that up. It was a period of time. It wasn't short. Maybe it was a few years, but before they came back and went back to Nazareth. So Jesus, there was political turmoil at that time. Jesus was not born in some peaceful time. He grew up and gave us the message of peace and gave that to the Jewish community and to the world, that he's going to establish his kingdom. And that's what he wants us to be about, showing our hearts towards Jesus and his kingdom. That's what this season is about. And so the nativity scene is just part of that. So let's follow up in doing some good things to show that God's work is in this world. And I brought this up before, and I'm going to bring it up again. We're going to go and we're going to start looking at how we can help out. One way is with our food pantries. And I'm just going to bring up on the screen, you're going to see different food pantries here. And we're going to start working with these food pantries and try to help them. And there's many out there in your church community and where your city's at. What we have here is at least four here, five really. The Northern Illinois Food Bank is one of that's overall a lot of areas, and they need us. That'd be one way to support. The others are Marie Wilkinson Food Pantry in Aurora, and the other is Aurora Area Interfaith Food Pantry. That's a good one. My dad helped out with that many times. And my friends with Bread for the World in Aurora, which I was a part of in the 80s, was instrumental in getting that going. Another good one is our Salvation Army, and they have a pantry there on Tuesdays in Aurora, and they do other good works. And right now, they need your donations. Get into the Red Kettle, folks. Get into the Red Kettle. And if you haven't been out, I might do another one, but it's the ring for the Red Kettle. And let me see if I can get that here. It's called Register to Ring. Just sign up to ring the kettle. It can be the Aurora area, it could be in Batavia, Tri-Cities, it could be in other suburbs of Chicago. It could be anywhere in the country if you're listening. So register to ring. Let's do that. Let's make this Christmas season a time of giving, and I have to start working on some things, some cards and other things. It always catches up here this Christmas season, doesn't it? It just keeps coming really fast. So anyway, right now, let's stand up and remember our refugees, our immigrants, those that are hurting, the vulnerable, and that vulnerable baby Jesus. Let's help him in his work in this world that he came to save and bring a better way through his blood and his dying for our sins. I thank him for that. So let's just stand up in the days ahead. So thank you for listening for a few moments. We'll be back, Lord willing, on Wednesday right here. And that's going to be at 5 p.m. And I just love to see you with you there. So until we meet again, I'll just say, shall I say something? Yeah, I'll say bye-bye, everybody. God bless. And we'll see you then on Wednesday, Lord willing. Bye-bye now.